to tell me what this is all about?
Welcome to WGN News at 9. I'm Alejandro.
I'm Bert.
With all the news on the general election, we discovered missing tapes of Persepolis, an ancient city in Persia.
Persepolis was a city in ancient Persia that Cyrus the Great was able to take over and then later expanded into the Persian Empire. Luckily, we've gotten our hands on some clips of these tapes.
Now we're with Rahar, a local here in Persepolis. Rahar, do you witness or take part in trade in your city?
I'm too poor to trade. I'm just a peasant, and I just tend to my small farm with my family. Barely any trade goes on here anyway. It's just too hard to get here. There are so many mountains that surround the city that it would be insane to come during the rainy season. The only time people can get in and out of the city is during the spring and summer, when the mountains are easier to navigate.
And what about religion? Would you consider your city a religious one?
Yes, all of us here are Zoroastrian, and we consider it a big part of our lives.
And what about rulers? Any government business done here?
No, all of that is handled in other cities, but the names of Xerxes and Artaxerxes and Darius can be seen everywhere. Their names are all over tablets and hallways. It gets pretty annoying.
Thank you, Bahar.
Julio, stop. I have a couple questions for you.
Yeah, sure.
So I was wondering what our military is currently working on to keep our people safe.
Well, here in Persia, we have a very notable Navy and Army, and it's extremely honorable for me to be fighting in this army. And we're working to stop riots of independence in our country because we're very loyal to our king. And ever since Egypt regained independence, we've been working hard to enforce Zoroastrianism with their priests. And we tried to take over Greece recently, but we failed, unfortunately. And one day we'll get there, though.
Awesome. And did you participate in the last Olympics versus Greece?
Nah, but we lost, man. We should have won. They could never invade us. We're gonna get them. We're gonna get revenge. I promise you.
All right. That sounds good. And then I was wondering, which is a big question, but why is there so much tension between the Persians and the Greeks?
Because they've always been starting rebellions that go against our king. And our people were always enraged that they could never participate in our government, even though the Greeks could. So they're kind of messing up our flow. And their uproar was absolutely disgusting again. And they should have never questioned our king. It was just absolutely inhonorable. I wish I could have killed them. And soon we'll take revenge. And we were in a war for 13 years, and of course we won. So yeah.
All right. Thank you, Soldier Jaleel.
Hi, and welcome. Now we're with Azra, an artisan from Persepolis, here in Persia. So Azra, do you have a defined social hierarchy here in Persepolis, or is everyone equal?
Of course we do. Like all classical civilizations, we have a class system that puts the political and religious elites above the rest. Here in Persia, the social hierarchy is not nearly as important to the maintenance of the political order as it is in other civilizations like India or China.
Wow. And how is the hierarchy enforced?
Our religion, Zoroastrianism, influences our respect of the priests. They dictate religious ethics and rituals in our communities. Everyone respects the priests because they want to be seen as loyal and kind in the eyes of Ahura Mazda, our one and only wise Lord.
God. Is there any upward social mobility in Persian society? Can you work hard to earn your spot in a higher social class?
Occasionally, people of already respectable social status, like wealthy aristocrats or high-level military personnel, have the opportunity to become priests or advisors to the king. But for someone like me, who is an artisan, there is no way for me to advance up to the elite classes. But I'm happy with the way that my life is. I know the wise Lord will see the good in me and grant me eternal life in heaven.
All right, thank you, Azra. This was just a little information about our hierarchy in Persia.
Hey, faster, hurry up. Don't be so long.
Hi, do you have some time? Would you sit for an interview?
Yeah, sure.
All right, I have some questions prepared. So I was wondering, what is the main source of
Our Persian farmers grow wheat, barley, olives, and wine. The climate here is dry and rain is pretty scarce. But we've imported crops from other regions to help raise our food production. We also raise cattle, goat, and sheep, but our main source of food comes from hunting and fishing. The rich have even created a sport of hunting exotic animals.
And how does Persepolis make up for the arid climate?
Well, we've built irrigation systems that spread through underground canals. The irrigation tunnels spread throughout the city and use a slight slope to help move water throughout the city.
And then what kind of trade system does Persepolis have?
Well, as an expert in trade myself, I know that the kings have done a great job in helping expand our trade system. The roads that reach throughout Persia. The only problem is the climate and that the roads aren't accessible during the winter and fall. The standardized language and the postal service have made it easier to communicate and trade with regions outside Persepolis. But the only problem are the tariffs on trade the kings have in place.
All right, thank you for giving us a little insight on our agriculture.
Ready.
Where's the king? Oh my god. Oh my god, King Hassan, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for being impatient. I'm sorry. All right, please take a seat. We have some questions for you. So, how would you describe Persepolis' society?
Well, Persepolis is very tolerant of other religions and cultures. That's what sets us apart from other societies. It doesn't matter your beliefs. The only thing that's important is that you're loyal to the Persian Empire.
Alright, and then as one of Persepolis' elite, what has the Persian Empire done to distribute power?
Those who demonstrate loyalty to the empire are allowed to run smaller states as kings. As kings, we rule under the Shah, as king, or also known as the King of Kings.
And then what are these states like?
Well, in these states we have almost complete autonomy over our own social affairs. Kings control their own education, local language, and military affairs.
So I imagine there must be some type of caveat to this autonomy.
I guess there must be some caveat. This is all done under the condition that there is obedience of the central government in international, political, and military affairs. And of course, everyone has to learn the Persian language as their second language, or first.
And lastly, what role do you think Cyrus the Great has or had in creating this society?
Cyrus was the first king to put an end to slavery and dictatorial oppression, and ultimately created the autonomy which so many of us enjoy today.
Alright, thank you King Hassan for coming for this interview. It's so amazing. And by the way, can I say that your crown is shinier in person?
You doing anything after this? You got a post on them?
Okay, so
Persepolis today isn't a very well-known city. However, its complexity was great. Zoroastrianism helped enforce the government's rule. It was a religion that was based off moral judgment and discriminated against anything that could hurt the king or others. Autonomy was also pivotal in Persepolis' society. By allowing kings to run smaller states and allowing them to govern over their own affairs, elites were kept at peace and thus the empire held strong. The strengthening of postal services, road, trade, and its relations with other nations allowed Persepolis to gain strength and grow into the empire it was once known as. Despite this, it would be the coming of a great invader that would be the ultimate downfall of Persepolis.
I'm Alexander the Great, and you've been invaded.